Well, we all heard the buzz about the limited release 5500X3D for AM4 platform, which I think was the last X3D that AMD released on the AM4 platform recently. And now we got a little more buzz about it, and it's pretty interesting. Let's get into this. Hey everyone, it's about a lot of tech back again, some more tech news. Now we all heard the buzz and the rumors, and finally got release of the limited released AM4 platform, which I believe AMD said was the last SKU they're releasing on AM4, is the 5500X3D. But we all know when it first released, it was like a limited release. I don't know if it's global yet, but I know it was a limited release. I think it was only to Micro Center or something along those lines. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But it was a limited release, but it just goes to show how strong the AM4 platform was. So an article on Tom's Hardware briefly dived into the performance numbers of the 5500X3D. And we all thought at first that the 5800X3D, which is goated, as we all know for AM4, was going to be the last SKU that AMD released on AM4. But then they slapped us like the typical AMD fashion. Surprise, here's another X3D. So that's when the 5500X3D came into play, and it completely destroyed the 5500X on AM4. Even though they're both 6 cores, but one is 6 core with the 3D V cache. And now there's some performance numbers comparing it directly to the 5600X3D and the 5600X. We all know the 5600X3D was really good performance-wise. I completely destroyed the 5500. And the numbers are pretty promising, folks. The 5500X3D actually barely trailed the 5600X3D by plus or minus 6%. So that's just over margin of error, like just over 5% deficit. But the price difference is significantly a good chunk of money lower. And according to the article, the current existing pricing for the 5500X3D is a roughly 185, 186. And I believe the 5600X3D is more like in the 200 around plus, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. So, but long story short, you save a good chunk of change if you get the 5500X3D over the 5600X3D or the 5600X, being that it's within a stone throw performance-wise from both of them, especially the 5600X3D. So that's really good news, and it's priced pretty accordingly. And I know a lot of people don't talk about 6 cores a lot because 6 core could be just about enough to get by with some modern titles, but a lot of more of the modern games nowadays, like at least a good 95% of them, are very taxed into the CPU, not only the GPU. Some are both taxing on the CPU and the GPU, but there are quite a number out there that are already taxing on the CPU. I think Black Myth Wukong is a good example that's heavily CPU intensive. I believe Space Marine 2 is also another heavily CPU demanding game because it has to have all the traffic and the stuff going on the actual screen itself. But the point is, 6 core is long forgotten for the most part. A lot of people don't, at least for what I know, a lot of people don't buy 6 cores anymore. People usually jump straight to 8 core as default. I mean, the top gaming CPU right now is the 9800X3D, which is an X3D with 8 cores, 16 threads. So most people default to 8 core if they want to build a gaming ring now. And the only ones that usually still go to 6 core is the budget-oriented ones that just start to get into gaming, and they usually go for 6 core. But the majority of people still go for 8 core and beyond, whether it's non-X3D or X3D. So the price is 186 currently for what the sources saw on Tom's Hardware, and 5 to 6% trailing of the 5600X3D is pretty damn good for saving at least, I think it's like $30 to $40 less than the 5600X3D, or $50 in some instances, depending where you get it. So I think it's a good look that the performance is that close and it's priced pretty well. Y'all let me know in the comments below if you still believe 6 cores are enough for gaming, or if you're building a gaming PC now, if you haven't already, if you'll go straight 8 core or beyond. Let me know in the comments below. Until then, this is Lock Tech signing out.